Hello world, it's me Fandroid, the musical robot, and today I'm going to be talking about the most underrated plant in PVZ2. This is the most underrated, just generally most underused plant. And so many people are so wrong about how good he is, because he's much better than you think. And that plant is, I'll just do this because I don't really care that much. Okay, there we go. And that's Scaredy-shroom. Now this is my own design of Scaredy-shroom that I made and animated on my own, but it's just a very rough sketch pretty much. But this plant, Scaredy-shroom, even his base design, is incredibly underrated. It's underrated. But we're gonna go over three things. Three things we're gonna be going over. We're gonna be going over his design, his utility, and his design, his use, and why I think so many people don't like him. Why they think he's the worst. First, we're going to go over his design. Honestly, his design is better than PVZ1. Like, from an objective standard, I think it is. I think from an objective standard even, I think I would say that it's better for one simple reason. Because he's scared. His name is Scaredy-shroom. His name is literally Scaredy-shroom. Of course, if your name is Scaredy-shroom, guess what? You should... I'm trying to find it. I haven't done this in a while. Oh god, where is it? You should look scared. Like, this is... Okay, I don't know. I can't find it. I'm sorry. There it is. If Android has scared in his name, he should probably look something like this, because he has scared in his name. He shouldn't just look slightly unnerved. In my personal opinion, he should look genuinely petrified. And that's what PVZ2 Scaredy-shroom does. Even when hiding in PVZ1, Scaredy doesn't really look all that scared. He just looks slightly unnerved, if anything. While in PVZ2, he looks genuinely horrified. And also, I think his animations are just far better than most other modern plants. Like, compare him to Blaze-Leaf. Blaze-Leaf looks horrible in terms of animation compared to Scaredy-shroom. Blaze-Leaf looks genuinely horribly animated. Yet people use Blaze-Leaf more. But that's enough of his design, because that's my weakest point. My other 2 points, his strategy and utility, are and why I think he's so hated, are I think a lot more substantial. So his utility. His utility is amazing. His strategy is great. He's an amazing plant at being, once you learn his strategy. And that strategy is Tile Turn Up, Scaredy-shroom, of course, and I guess Guard-shroom, that combo, and Iceberg Lettuce. The main combo is Scaredy, Tile Turn Up, and Iceberg Lettuce. And Guard-shroom can be used as a nice little defensor if you have them. So what makes that combo so great? Well, if Scaredy-shroom in a 3x3 around him, he activates other Scaredy-shrooms. So he's basically, so his plant food is, at least in the area of range it activates, a weaker Puff Shroom. But his plant food ability does 2 things. If the zombies are on top of him, then he bounces them back, which stops him from hiding, which his plant food already stops him from hiding. And also, the bullets can kill gargantuars and push back any zombie except for Zomboss. Maybe. I'm not actually sure. But that is just his plant food. And his plant food is the main reason why he's so good. But another reason is his cower defense, which is actually quite a little bit better now. In the first update, it was only about 40%. But now it's at a 60% and gets even higher once you start leveling him. So he'll be able to tank a lot more damage, and his defense has gone up to to your average plant. So that's good too. So now he takes a lot longer for him to be eaten, which gives you more time. But back to the strategic strategy. So if you use specifically, if you have an iceberg in the front, you have 3 rows of Scaredy-shrooms here, and then I guess guard shrooms here. You plant food the iceberg lettuce if you absolutely need to, so then everything on the map is frozen, and you keep the iceberg lettuce. Then you use Scaredy-shroom's plant food ability, which causes him to launch and kill everything in its wake. And he can hit pretty much every single zombie except for Jester and the shovel zombie. I don't actually remember his name. Those two, you can just use instant kills on, especially since they're going to be frozen. And matter of fact, the Jester is countered by this strategy. One of the only 2 zombies that counter Scaredy-shroom firing. Jester could just freeze him, and there you go. He's no longer a threat since he can just be frozen and killed. While the shovel zombie can't really be killed like that, he can still be pushed back by Scaredy and can also be killed by like an insta kill or something like that. So there's that. And the guard shroom could also do that if you decide to use guard shroom since it buffs Scaredy. So why is Scaredy-shroom so hated if this amazing strategy was there this whole time? You want to know the reason? Recency bias. And what I mean and recency bias in this case means that people are so used to powerful plants in PVZ2 nowadays that they didn't bother to test Scaredy-shroom at all. Once they got him and saw that he wasn't immediately amazing or OP once placing him down, they just called him the worst plant and didn't give him any more thought. They didn't think. Most people probably didn't test him. They just used him once and saw that he wasn't immediately OP and then stopped using him. And called him the worst plant without putting any actual thought into it. Now, I want to give people the benefit of the doubt. I have a good feeling that a lot of people did in fact test and just didn't find this strategy, which makes sense. Even as an avid Scaredy-shroom lover, it took me a while for me to find this strategy. But there's also another thing I can counterbalance with that. I don't even have Scaredy-shroom in the first place. I don't have him. So no wonder I couldn't test him out. I don't even have access to him. But you may also say, well, in that case, you can't really say that he's a good plant if you haven't even been able to test out if your own strategy that you made would even work. But I have. I've seen one other YouTuber actually do the strategy that I came up with. And yes, it worked extremely well. Incredibly well. So I have flat out confirmation that my strategy would work. And also, recency bias is that I just think that people just find him ugly. So because of that also, they just said that he was the worst plant, again, without giving him any real chance or thought. Which, yeah, it's obviously subjective on how you feel about his design. Me personally, I absolutely love his PVZ2 design more than his PVZ1. But that's a very biased opinion, so that's why my design thing wasn't really that huge of an argument. But it's still something that maybe caused people to stop even thinking about him. But you know what's even worse than any of that? Is that when someone made a video talking good about Scaredy, someone commented 0 out of 10 rage bait. That is how hated Scaredy-shroom is. Once someone started talking good about him, they thought it was rage bait. So, if you have Scaredy-shroom and PVZ2, give him another chance. Use the strategy that I was talking about. And I think your world will be entirely changed. Scaredy-shroom is not a bad plant. He's just incredibly slept on and underused. He has great strategy, looks good, in my personal opinion. He fulfills a very strategic purpose that a lot of modern PVZ2 plants don't do, where you just place them down and they're immediately OP. He also has pretty alright animation compared to a lot of recent plants. He's just a perfect pie, in my personal opinion. He's perfect. He's amazingly strategic, which is perfect for a strategy game. He has a great design. He makes sense. His design also makes physical sense. He does good damage if you know how to use him. He can also counter zombie. He can also counter a lot of the zombies just by using his plant food. He's an amazing plant. He's just an incredibly slept on plant. So, is this the greatest video? Is this gonna tell? Is anyone gonna start using Scaredy-shroom because of this video? Probably not. No one's probably gonna believe me, but there are a few other select YouTubers that talk good about Scaredy. Like, I saw this one video of someone comparing Scaredy-shroom to garlic. It's not even close. Garlic is so pointless, so useless by comparison to Scaredy-shroom. It's laughable. Like there's one even worse than garlic, as he can be useful, and that plant is Vampircini. Horrible look, horrible animations, horrible damage. Everything about Vampircini is complete and utter garbage. It is a 100 cost walnut that does less than it. And what do you mean? And you might be saying, JT, what do you mean less? Doesn't it suck in plants? Doesn't it suck in zombies' HP? Yes, but it only does that to get the at the maximum amount of damage it can do. It can only gain as much as a regular walnut. Now that right there is a useless plant. Scaredy-shroom is literally a fourth of the cost of pea shooter. You shouldn't really expect all that much to begin with, yet you still got a lot. Vampircini gives nothing for double the cost of a walnut. Besides mediocre, not even consistent damage, which is something, but again, it only gets it to at max the health of a walnut, not even above it. Now that right there is the look of a useless plant. So what did we learn? We learned that Scaredy-shroom is an amazing plant, and I think it's very, very underrated. So goodbye, and good luck.